Zane Clodfelter with OttersTV here with Evansville Otters starting pitcher Austin Gossmann. Great to have you on, and a really good start to the season for you. So how would you kind of gauge yourself a third of the way through the season?
I'd say that there's definitely a lot to be happy about. There's definitely a lot to look at that I can say I can improve on. Coming into this year, I really looked at what was more important, results or process, and I decided that the process was going to be the most important thing for me. And so I really feel that honing in on that and thinking about that week to week has really been a huge key so far this year. But like I said, there's definitely a lot of things to clean up that I can do better personally.
Joining the Otters last year, what did you do in the off season that you didn't have the opportunity to do the year prior in order to get yourself ready to pitch here in 2022?
Well, yeah, that's the biggest difference is that in college, you play basically a full fall schedule, and then you get a couple weeks off, go see your family for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then you're right back, and you're already scrimmaging as soon as you get back. This year, with how big of a gap between the end date and the start date for Indy Ball is, I was able to spend a tons amount of time just going to the drawing board and saying, okay, what worked for me last year? What were my strengths? What can I get better at? What can I add on? And so I was able to take advantage of these several months to not only retool my mechanics to make myself a little bit better with fluid, but I was also able to add on my cutter, my two-seam, and my changeup, which I fiddled with a little bit last year. Got cranked out of the yard a few times. I couldn't go with it then, but taking the extra time to really develop those pitches and get a feel for them has really been huge.
Tim Holdgrafer, one of your fellow starters, signed by the Royals organization. So do you put any more added pressure on yourself on your starting opportunities to kind of carry the load that's been lost by his departure?
No, not really. I think Tim getting picked up first and foremost is I couldn't be happier for that. I remember sitting all the time last year charting with him, and we'd have some talks, and I'm really surprised that it took him this long to go. He's really that special, so I'm happy for him. But as far as like my job goes, it's the same thing every single week. What can I do to improve? And I think if I start to think too big about like, okay, what's the next step? What get too far ahead? Then I'm not really where my feet are at. And I find that I'm at my best when I'm competing pitch by pitch, inning by inning, outing by outing, and that really sets me up for the moment. I heard a great quote by a guy named Brian Kane, who's a performance guy, and he said, like, today plus today plus today is your career. So I've tried to just embody that and just focus internally on what I can do and not allow any of that external pressure to really sit on.
Very cool. And then every baseball player with the Otters, they have a different off-season job or something that they do to kind of fill the time between seasons. So what did you kind of do in the off-season outside of getting ready to pitch in 2022?
I was busy. I was very busy. I worked 3 jobs, kind of technically. Most days, about probably 5 days a week, I worked at Target, actually on the east side here in town.
Oh, okay.
From 6 to 12. I was the guy with the cart. If you had an online order from the east side Target, I may have picked it up. So I would do that from 6 to 12, and then right around noon I'd get off. I'd head home, change, shower, get some food, go right to USI. I was there. I helped on a volunteer basis, helping out with the pitcher. So I guess you could say I was a volunteer pitching coach from around like 12:30, 1 o'clock to 2:33. And then I would then go give lessons at Next Level Sports Academy here in Evansville in the evenings, sometimes as late as 8 o'clock at night, and then just found ways to get my lifting and my throwing in, and then just right next day. So, some days were brutal, but it really, having a schedule like that really set up for how nice it is to be back on these business hours.
Right. No, for sure. And you're just a guy that doesn't, I guess, like to sit around, right?
Honestly, I love to sit down. If you catch me on a Monday off day, I'm at home. I'm drinking coffee. I'm wired. I'm playing a lot of Halo and Call of Duty with my brother. But for sure, this off season, if a day came by, I had nothing. I had no idea what to do with myself. I was just like, I need to do something.
Yeah. And he's pitching for the Evansville Otters. Austin Gossmann. I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been OttersTV.